Alright, and hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we're here with some more F1 2019 career mode. If you haven't seen the last episode, be sure to check it out. Quite an exciting Chinese Grand Prix, especially at the start, with trying to figure out what tyres we're supposed to be on and all of that. But now today we'll be heading out to Baku. Pretty good track for me. Obviously last season we just finished out of the points in 11th, but I feel like that was still a good result for us. So I'm still excited to get into this race, and I feel like we can do well. We do have an engine upgrade completed, which is perfect for this race, obviously with a very long back straight. So let's see what we can do. And at the moment we're 4th in the standings, 2nd in the constructors, so hopefully we can jump up a little bit. But yeah, let's get straight into qualifying and just try to get as high up the grid as we can.
The circuit has rubbed in with practice, but this is still going to be a difficult session for our drivers as they fight for pole position. Welcome to qualifying here in Azerbaijan. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
Lots of low-speed exits means the rears are in for a lot of punishment. It's all too easy to spin them up coming out of a corner too aggressively. It might look great for us as spectators, as we love to see a car driven beyond its limits, but it's not going to result in a great long-run pace.
And now as I come to the end for my first lap, I go 2nd place in Q1, right behind Alexander Albon, who's looking pretty quick. So we could see him a contender for the big race at the moment. It does drop down to 10th at the end, but that's because the legacy thing that happens. It's annoying, but whatever. Later episodes I start to not do that as much. But Albon, yeah, he's leading the championship at the moment, so he's really going to want to be up there. But it's Charles Leclerc up the top at the end of Q1. And now it's come to the end of our first lap in Q2. We go 4th. And I lock up big time coming into turn 1. I was going to go for a 2nd lap, I think, but I ended up backing out of it. 7th. By the end of that session, Sergio Perez is fastest, followed by Albon. So the racing points could be the main men for this race. We'll just have to see. It's now in P3. Comes to the end of my first lap, and it's P9, which is really not good. And right at the end of the session, you see Leclerc coming out there. I'm going to go for another lap and see what we can do here as we come to the end of the 2nd lap. Almost a 2nd up on our previous delta as we cross the line to 5th fastest. Still not really where I want to be. It's a contract objective. Good for that, but not really exactly where I want to be. Now we're another half a second above delta. Hopefully, we're going to have to see if we can get pole position here. We cross the line, and I think it's only good enough for P2, but it's still the best qualifying we've had all of our career modes, so pretty happy with that.
We're all
one
ready
overall.
for tomorrow's race, but before we begin,
Perez
let's
is
have
the
a
one who
quick
takes
look at
pole
those
by
who will be
6
fronting the grid.
tenths.
Perez, Byrne and Alexander Albon. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry.
We sort of
we'll
split
be back
up
tomorrow
the racing
as we
points,
head
but
into the
Perez
Grand
was
Prix.
really quick, and Hamilton pretty slow down there in 6th, but we'll have to see how it goes in the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of our drivers. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and Byrne completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Albon, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Verstappen, Kvyat, Leclerc, Weber, and Devon Butler, Russell, Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen, and Stroll, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Lando Norris, and Kevin Magnussen. Sainz and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Excellent job yesterday. We qualified above expectations. Let's go out there and put in a performance.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a podium this race. If not, our second ever race win, which would also be our third ever podium. But let's see what we can do now. As we go to 5 red lights for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and the lights are off and we get a really good launch. But it sort of falls away as the Racing Points get way better traction, and Albon pulls alongside me. I managed to just squeeze him out to turn 1. Perez already building up a little bit of a gap, so we want to close that down as quick as possible. We hold on to our P2 through the first 2 corners. So happy about that. As we come to the end of the lap, Perez has absolutely run away with this at the start. But we're not creating a train behind us, surprisingly. I'm actually managing to hold my own. I think it's just Perez is that quick. But there is a yellow flag behind us in that first corner. Who is it? I think it might be an Alfa Romeo. Let's see. Is the pop-up going to come up? Who is it? Kimi Raikkonen is out of the race. That is such a shame for Finn. I don't know how strong Alfa Romeo are this season. I haven't really seen too much of them.
Safety car deployed.
And the safety car is deployed, the full course safety
Make sure you
car.
keep it positive as we catch the pack. A
And-
new strategy is available on the MFD.
And we've got a new strategy as well, and I think I do accept that strategy as right at the end there. I remember this because right at the end there, before I was coming into the pits, I was like, should I do it, and I just went for it, came into the pits. But this is good for us, this safety car. This is going to allow us to catch right up to the back of
Lewis is in
Perez
for a
again.
stop.
So
Go, go, go. You'll be
the
racing
gap
on
that
the
Perez
exit.
built
Go
up
now.
has just been crunched down. So we should have another shot at the lead of this race. Have to try our best.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit.
See
We'll receive a
what
penalty
we
for dangerous
can
driving if you cross
do.
over into the track.
Now just catch up to safety car, be behind Norris in 11th. Yeah, see if we can get Perez on the restart. I'm not too sure he is. I think he's just up the road a bit. I think he's just ahead of Ricciardo up there. So there's quite a few cars ahead. Hopefully if we can get a good launch, as you can see here, I'm really trying to get a good launch from Norris. I'm pulling alongside him, and we do get a good start, but I had to stop a bit because I'm not allowed to overtake him yet.
The track is clear.
But now
Green
we
flag.
pull alongside Lando Norris as we come down, and we go very late on the brakes, so we managed to pull along the outside of Magnussen as well. I'm so lucky Magnussen made that tiny bit of a move more to the inside, otherwise we would have gone flying into the back of his car. So lucky, and we made up 2 positions on the restart, and here I look for a move on Kubica, but I don't go for it. I do cut the corner a little bit there, getting a bit touchy with Robert, trying to make a move up his inside, but he locks up, and he goes around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. What a move from the Polish man. Absolutely fantastic, and now we're on the back of Ricciardo, as me and him are both catching Kubica. There's not much room on the outside, we need to squeeze our way through. And now side by side with Ricciardo, squeeze, I go the latest on the brakes, lock up on the front left, but we managed to get it stopped up, and we would make up another 2 positions, slowly catching up to Perez, who's only just ahead of Grosjean now. So if we can catch up to Grosjean, they see Sergio Perez just ahead of him. Let's see if we can get past Grosjean at the end of the straight. Overtake mode enabled. Can we go for a cheeky dive? I look for it, but I was just a bit too far back. I don't like diving into that corner. So we saw what happens with Daniel Ricciardo when you do it, and then I might reverse into Grosjean. So, but here, as we come down just before the long straight and a couple of kinks, we managed to get up the inside Grosjean nice and easy. Bit of a lock up, but no real issues there. But he is right behind us in the wing mirrors, you can see there. And yeah, he is gaining right on this final straight, because he does have DRS, and we have people in the pits now, and Grosjean is going to be up into second place, but we're going to come back at him, and we're going to go up the inside of the man in the Haas, and we are up to P2. But this reminds me a bit of what it looked like early in the race, as Perez is just building up a gap more and more, as Vettel and Grosjean came together there. I think Vettel and Grosjean came together. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Vettel definitely got squeezed into the wall there. I think Grosjean was looking for a move, got a bit boxed in, and then just Vettel went around, was like just alongside him and just got planted into the wall. That's a bit of a racing incident. Grosjean couldn't have done much, Vettel couldn't have done anything. But now we have Vettel actually getting past us here on lap 9, a lap later than the incident that they had. So surprised he's actually managing to keep up. But we're just gonna, you know, I feel getting the DRS back. But now Vettel has an issue. Vettel has some sort of issue, and obviously it's not this one. You can see it quite a few laps later. Vettel's getting overtaken by Max Verstappen and Danny Kvyat, I think that is. Yes, it is. Number 36, no, 26 there. Sorry. But Verstappen just beats out Kvyat there. So Verstappen, even though he got demoted to the Toro Rosso, looking good, and Perez has the fastest lap of the race right at the end here. Vettel, no, not Vettel, Perez right at the end of this race was fully just, he picked up some amazing speed as we're coming to the end now. Looking behind because Bottas is gaining wise. We come home for P2 and our third ever podium in this career mode.
We're really happy with that performance.
A victory for Racing Point, and the team will certainly be celebrating tonight. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the veterans of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
What a race that was. Hamilton finished 11th. That is awful for him. Another finish out of the points. But P2 for us. Very, very happy for that. For myself, it's going to help us out in the championship big time. McLaren's not looking too quick. Neither of the Renaults. And unfortunate for Grosjean. I think he did have a pit stop anyway, but I think he would have had a good result if he didn't make that contact with Vettel. As that moves us up into P3 in the championship, Hamilton down to P6, and Perez takes the lead of the World Championship. We're now 7 points behind for the lead, 5 points behind Bottas in second. As Mercedes overtake Ferrari, but we're just falling back off the racing points a bit, so we want to, catch back up to them sooner rather than later. But Renault have no points so far this season. It's a real shame for that.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
But let's see. Questions Claire has for us?
Didn't we?
I think you did. Everyone's allowed one mistake, aren't they? I do like to go for a bit of showmanship with the answers with these.
Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
Always go no comment for these, because no matter what you answer, it's just you're going to get bad rep. So I was thinking about it, but I was just like, no, you're just going to, the team's going to hate me either way.
Thanks anyway.
Well, no need to get sassy
congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved.
Oh, and the perfect time to have contract negotiations as well.
But you brought it home.
Thank you very much, Jeff. But yeah, perfect time to have contract negotiation when we get our best result for Red Bull, which is great. Looking at it all, I'm not going to be qualified first every race, so I put it to 4th, which is one higher than it was before. It was 5th in our last contract. And looking at everything, I do want, some stuff on everything, and
proposal's
we
been accepted.
get our
The
contract
new
with
contract will
even we
take
could
effect from
have
the next
pressed
race
for a
week.
bit more, but
You're being
I'm
compared
happy with it.
favourably against your teammate. Well done.
It was better
As long as
than
you're in
the
the same
contract we
car,
had last
they'll
time.
always be your #1 rival. So it's important to keep this up.
Yeah, we're still the top team on the grid, still very happy about that. But if you guys have enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on so you know when the next episode is out. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.